In 2008, scientists in Germany stuck a colored sticker on a bird's feather, a bird the size of a crow, with a brain smaller than a walnut. They put it in front of a mirror. The bird looked at the reflection, looked at its own body, and tried to remove the sticker. It recognized itself. That bird, the Eurasian magpie, joined a list that includes chimpanzees, dolphins, elephants, and orangutans. A list that dogs, cats, and nearly every other mammal on Earth can't get on. But if even a bird can look in a mirror and understand the reflection is itself, does your dog, lying on the couch right now, know it exists? Or does it live every single day without ever realizing? It's alive, because there's a massive difference between reacting to the world and knowing you're reacting to it. And science has been chasing that answer for over 50 years. In 1970, psychologist Gordon Gallup Jr. created the mirror test, still the gold standard for measuring self-awareness in animals. You sedate the animal, place a mark where it can only see it in a reflection, and watch what happens. Most animals see the reflection and think it's another animal. They posture, growl, try to intimidate. Eventually, they walk away, never realizing the thing on the other side was them. But a few animals see the mark, look at the mirror, look at their own body, and reach up to touch it on themselves. They understand the reflection is theirs. Chimpanzees passed, dolphins passed, elephants passed. And then in 2008, the magpie, a bird with a brain. Under 10 grams, 300 million years of evolutionary separation from primates, and the same trick appeared independently. But your dog doesn't pass. Your cat doesn't. And human babies don't either. Not until around 18 months old. Self-awareness isn't something you're born with. It's something that shows up. Now here's the twist. A lot of scientists think the mirror test is fundamentally flawed. Dogs live in a world built on smell, not sight. Asking the dog to recognize itself in a mirror is like asking you to identify yourself from a recording of your own heartbeat. The test is wrong, not the dog. In 2017, researcher Alexandra Horowitz gave 36 dogs an olfactory mirror test. Their own urine, another dog's urine, and their own urine altered with anisole. Dogs spent significantly more time investigating the altered version of their own scent. They noticed something about themselves had changed. In their own sensory world, dogs might know exactly who they are. But knowing who you are is different from knowing that you are. And that's where things get strange. There's a word for it. Metacognition. Thinking about your own thinking. You're doing it right now. You're not just hearing these words, you know you're hearing them. Can animals do that? In 2007, researchers gave rhesus monkeys a choice after each memory question. A hard test worth more points or an easy one worth fewer. The monkeys picked easy when unsure, hard when confident. They were evaluating their own knowledge before answering. That's metacognition. That same year, scientists showed rats do it too. Given the option to skip a test for a smaller guaranteed reward, rats skipped most often on the hardest questions. They knew. They didn't know. Dolphins hesitate before answering in ways that mirror human uncertainty. Pigeons report their own memory failures. These animals aren't just reacting. They're monitoring their own minds. But here's the wall science can't break through. All of that is behavioral. We can watch what animals do. We can't get inside what they feel. Philosophers call it qualia, the raw texture of experience, the redness of red, the sting of a paper cut, the feeling of being you right now. Is there something it feels like to be a dog? Or is it just biological software with nobody home? In 1974, philosopher Thomas Nagel asked the question that changed everything. What is it like to be a bat? Bats navigate by echolocation. They experience reality as a landscape of sound we can't even imagine. No matter how much we study them, we'll never know what it feels like to be one. And if we can't know what it's like to be a bat, how do we know there's anything it's like to be anything other than us? In 2012, a group of neuroscientists at Cambridge University answered that question. They signed the Cambridge Declaration on Consciousness in the presence of Stephen Hawking. Their conclusion: the brain structures that produce consciousness in humans exist in birds, mammals, and possibly octopuses too. The lights, they argued, are probably on. And primatologist Frans de Waal spent decades making a provocative case. We should be shocked if animals didn't have inner lives. Evolution doesn't invent from scratch. Legs evolved gradually. Eyes evolved gradually. Consciousness almost certainly did too, on a spectrum, with all of us somewhere along the same line. So we have the brain hardware. We have the behavioral evidence. But what was missing was something no lab can measure, something only raw emotion can show. In July 2018, an orca named Tahlequah gave birth in the waters of Puget Sound. Her calf lived half an hour. What she did next is one of the hardest things to explain in all of biology. She placed the dead calf on her head and started swimming, and didn't stop. 17 days. Over 1,000 miles. When she got tired, other members of her pod took turns carrying the body. Scientists called it a tour of grief, the longest ever recorded in a non-human species. There was no survival reason, no evolutionary advantage, unless she knew her calf had existed and now didn't, and couldn't let go. In January 2025, Tahlequah lost another calf and did the exact same thing. Again, not once, twice, but grief proves something was lost. The deeper question is whether an animal can understand someone else's loss. And one story answers that better than anything in the scientific record. In 1967, researchers taught a chimpanzee named Washoe American Sign Language. She learned roughly 350 signs. She called swans waterbird. She called radishes cry hurt food. Asked what she saw in a mirror. She answered, "Me, Washoe." A volunteer named Kat worked with Washoe and was pregnant. Washoe loved asking about the baby. Then Kat disappeared for weeks. When she returned, Washoe gave her the cold shoulder. Kat decided to tell the truth and signed, "My baby died." Washoe stared at her, went still, then slowly signed, "Cry," tracing the path a tear would take down a human cheek. Chimpanzees don't cry tears, but she knew what it meant. Then she signed, "Please person hug." Whether or not Washoe understood her own existence, she understood Kat's. She understood someone else's pain and responded. So do animals know they exist? Some recognize themselves. Some think about their own thinking. Some grieve. Some comfort. The deepest question: does the dog on the couch know it's alive? We still can't fully reach. But the gap shrinks every decade. Abilities we thought were exclusively human keep showing up in other species. And if a magpie recognizes itself, an orca mourns twice, and a chimpanzee who's never cried signs "cry" to comfort a friend, maybe the answer isn't yes or no. Maybe it's in ways we've barely begun to understand. Yes. Have you ever wondered what goes on behind your animal's eyes when it looks at you? What it understands about what you feel? Maybe the answer was never in a lab or a mirror. Maybe it's in the space between you and the animal looking back, in what passes between you without a single word. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe. There are plenty more where this came from. See you in the next one.